Welcome everyone, I'm Melissa. In this series, I'm making delicious, versatile, and easy to make recipes. Today, I'm gonna show you how to make my Mediterranean rice bowl. It features Neese's country sausage in a super fresh way. So for my Mediterranean rice bowl today, I'm gonna be cooking some long grain white rice. It's gonna be nice and fluffy, and then I'm gonna add the cooked country sausage and a couple of sauces that are gonna really highlight all of these flavors. The first place I'm gonna start is cooking the rice. So the first thing I'm gonna do is just simmer this pot of water. This is 3 cups and 1.5 cups of rice. So a 2-to-1 ratio there. And you can add a little bit of salt. And then I'm gonna go ahead and wash the rice off. So my water's at a boil, and I'm gonna go ahead and just add the rice. I'm gonna give it just a little stir. And then place the lid back on and lower the heat to a very low simmer. And that's gonna cook for about 12 to 15 minutes. So now we're gonna work on a couple of the sauces because I'm gonna wanna put those in the refrigerator so they're nice and chilled. We've got a tahini sauce, which has a nice punch of garlic to it, and then a lemon yogurt sauce. Just gonna slice my lemon in half so I can juice that. I'm gonna pull off a couple of cloves of garlic, and I am gonna peel these down. Now I've got a lot of fresh herbs here. Fresh herbs are definitely the way to go to brighten up this dish. So we've got some mint, some cilantro, and some parsley. And I'm gonna use the mint for my sauce, and then I'm gonna incorporate the other herbs into the sausage when it gets cooked. And then I'm gonna give this just a really quick mince. So I just like to bundle the leaves together. And do make sure that when you're cutting fresh herbs, that you're slicing with your knife. So I'm gonna start with the yogurt sauce. We're just taking some Greek yogurt, about a 1/4 cup. We're gonna add to that about half of the lemon that I cut up. Then we're gonna incorporate the mint, a pinch of salt, and then some olive oil. So now that I've mixed this up, I'm gonna add a little bit more olive oil just to thin out the yogurt a little bit. So my first sauce is ready, and I'm gonna work on the tahini sauce. So right here we have about a 1/4 cup of tahini. Tahini is a sesame paste. It just has a really nice neutral taste to it. So we're gonna add a good bit of garlic. I'm using a microplane, but you could use a garlic press. I'm gonna add in the juice of my other half of lemon. We're gonna add some salt, and then I'm gonna whisk in some water. So the water is going to smooth everything out. This looks great. We're gonna put both of these in the refrigerator so that we can finish our warm rice bowl with these chilled sauces. And in the time it took for me to make those sauces, my rice is finished, so I'm gonna let this sit in the pot and I will use it in just a little while. So the next step in this dish is gonna be cooking up my sausage, and then after that, I'm gonna be adding a few herbs to just really make the flavor nice and bright. I'm heating my skillet on a nice medium-high heat, and then I'll be adding the sausage in. And what I love about this sausage is that it already has such great flavor, but the things that we're gonna add to this dish to complement it are really just fresh herbs that would almost go with anything. I'm gonna add just a little bit of olive oil, and you just wanna break up the sausage as it's cooking and while it's browning. And while I'm keeping an eye on the sausage, I'm gonna prepare some of the herbs and onion that are gonna go into it once it's done cooking. So my sausage is done cooking, so I'm just gonna turn off the heat. I don't want it to cool down too quickly before I have a chance to add my onions and my herbs, so I just wanna let it sit. Okay, so I'm gonna mince up half of this onion. Always, when you're cutting an onion, make sure to be aware of where the root is. You're gonna slice through the root and leave it on. That's what's gonna keep all the layers of the onion together so that you can actually mince it up. Then you can trim off the top part of the bulb, and it makes it a lot easier to find exactly where you need to peel the onion down. And next I'm gonna mince up the parsley and the cilantro. So now I'm ready to incorporate all of these together. I'm gonna transfer the sausage to a large bowl. I'm gonna add in the onion and the herbs. Now that my sausage is mixed, I'm gonna let the flavors just kind of sit together and develop a little bit further. And I'm gonna make a nice fresh salad to add some crunch to the bowl. So in my bowl, I've got 1 can of cooked chickpeas, and I'm gonna slice up a cucumber. And you can get these nice thin, consistent cuts by just moving your fingers, your protected fingertips and your knuckles, a little closer to the blade. So I'm gonna just put a very simple dressing on these cucumbers, and that's gonna be some red wine vinegar and some olive oil. That's about a couple tablespoons of vinegar, about 4 tablespoons or so of olive oil. I'm gonna add in a pinch of salt and pepper, and then just a little pinch of sugar. And that's just gonna help to balance the flavor of the acidity in the vinegar. This is something you could leave in your refrigerator for days and it'll continue to taste fantastic because the marinating of the cucumbers is happening, but it's also something you can enjoy right away. So we're gonna put all the components together and make this beautiful rice bowl. I'm just gonna fluff up my rice a little bit. If you're not gonna eat all of your rice right away with your meal, it's a good idea to take it out of the pot and lay it out, spread it out into something a little bit wider so that it can cool off and not stick together and get really gummy. And we're gonna scoop up a nice helping here. This dish is so full of flavor with not a lot of effort. I love that it's so bright and it's gonna taste delicious for any time of day, lunch or dinner. So I hope that from my kitchen to yours, you truly enjoy this.